Inflation is out of control. Gas prices are through the roof. People can't get baby formula. We're begging the Saudis to produce more oil. Why? Because we stopped being energy independent. And the administration says, and the President Biden says today in a speech to the AFL-CIO, I see green energy, I see new jobs. I mean, what world is he in?
This is Joe Biden this morning to his favorite group, the AFL-CIO, and Bite 17. And again, I want you to listen to this. And even if he's true here, I will explain why this is absurd.
My plan is simple. First, I'm doing everything in my power to blunt Putin's gas price hike. Just since he invaded Ukraine, it's gone up $1.74 a gallon because of nothing else but that.
Let's say that's true, but he hadn't done all these other policies, Joe Biden. Then gas would be still under $4 a gallon. Because even if you just isolated what was happening in Ukraine, which you can't really do because of all the other policies, but if you did, and you just added $1.74 to where gas was when he came into office, we'd still be paying in most places, maybe California a little more, Rick, but in most places, the average would be under $4.
We literally have been put into this situation because of bad policies. And the fact is that Joe Biden is trying to pretend like this is Putin's fault. This is Joe Biden's fault and his terrible policy.
You actually have said, and I tend to totally agree with you, that President Biden and his administration took these energy policies to drive up prices, and they did so intentionally.
This is implementing the Green New Deal through executive fiat and executive orders because they knew they could not get it through Congress. The left never stops to realize that there's a whole lot of us that can't afford an electric car, that don't have $60,000 we want to go spend on a vehicle.
I don't think they understand the idea of inflation or gas prices. They live in cities where they don't need to travel in cars. They don't understand the pain of baby formula issues. Some of the other items I'm not going to get into that they're having trouble stocking now at stores. It's insane. But again, I want to go back to Senator Blackburn said. She believes it's intentional. I do too. It might have gotten out of control, but I believe this is all intentional, the pain that you are feeling.
What they could do today is reverse some of these executive orders that they have put in place on the energy sector, like the Keystone Pipeline, like taking Alaska offline, like taking offshore drilling offline, like ending fracking. And, Joe Biden has put in place 69 regulations since he went into office. The majority of those are centered on the energy sector. Those are things that can be put in place today. And indeed, Congressional Review Acts, or CRAs as they're called, that is something that we are working on right now. That would help with the price at the pump.
The president, again, having to eat his own words, take his own medicine, and he's making the trip. Now, the crazy part is that they're denying it has to. Do we have any sound where they deny that this trip to Saudi Arabia, which is in mid-July, has to do with energy? I mean, literally, this is the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre. No, it's not about that. When you go visit the Gulf states, even if that's not your number one issue, which it should be right now, it's your number two issue always.
We know there are many issues.
Yeah.
But you're not avoiding saying he's going to be dealing with.
What I did say is, of course, he will be. They will discuss energy with the Saudi government. I think what I'm trying to say is to look at this trip as it being only about oil is not. It would be simply wrong to do that.
Okay. So there are going to be two other agenda items, but let's be realistic. He's going over to Saudi Arabia because people can't afford to put fuel in their cars. We have not even talked about a winter coming up. I mean, because it's in the heat of summer, and heating oil prices are going to be through the. I mean, this is all part of a narrative where Andy, they're out of touch with the American people. That's the problem.
I mean, he's not going there to buy sand. He's going there to try to get them to buy oil, like he took a delegation and went to Venezuela to beg the dictators. I mean, they're there to buy oil and to get them to produce oil. I mean, that's it.
In this situation, when we are facing this kind of inflation, the economy making the moves it's making today, that impacts our national security. And even our friends in the Middle East know that's time for unfortunately, for them to also try to take advantage of us. I mean, they're allies and friends, but they're also looking out for their best interest.
Add the Saudi policy from the Biden administration to the long list of strategic blunders. They wanted to please Iran. They wanted to have an Iran deal. So they did a series of things. They took the Houthis off the terrorist list. They told the Saudis, go pound sand. We don't need you when it comes to energy or oil issues. This strategic blunder from the Biden team is now coming back to haunt them because they need help on gas prices.
While it's not doing what I think it should be doing in America to unleash American energy, it does seem like there is pressure and there is some hope, and I think Americans are looking for that even before election cycles and before we get to November, that we can put that pressure, and that the administration, they may try to couch it, they may try to deny that they're going to Saudi Arabia for energy issues, but we all know that they are.